So last week, Stadia confirmed 100 plus games are coming to the platform, and today I'm sharing some news about 2 games that were recently announced. One of these games is from a big publisher you guys are aware of. We also got more information of countries getting certified, guys, so expansion could be very imminent. Finally, a big game on Stadia just got crossplay. Make sure you guys are subscribed so you're always up to date with all Stadia news. So we got 2 games that were announced recently. One is a Ubisoft game called Oddballers. It's a new multiplayer dodgeball party game that's set to launch on March 24th. It also has 6-player online capabilities. I'd love to see this game have some crowd play, but that's a content creator here being a little selfish saying that. But obviously, I mean, it's a game featuring the classic dodgeball mayhem. You can throw random stuff, not just balls. There's different modes. There's the classic last one standing, different competitions. One here says that you can shave a sheep with a lawnmower or knock people out with a fish to play a trumpet. So, I mean, the game is wild, wacky, chaotic. Big fan of these party games. I love using them in my home when I actually host like Christmas things and all sorts of stuff. So I think this should be a fun one and a great addition to the library. Another game that's coming is Dawn of the Monsters, headed sometime this March. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up action adventure that has you controlling one of 4 monsters that you can choose from. The game looks like it has heavy inspiration from like a movie like King Kong vs. Godzilla. The environments are destructible. The boss fights look like fun action. It has 2-player co-op, and I'd have to say I'm kind of digging the visuals. Has like a cel-shaded look to it. This is also from the makers of the Shantae game, so very interesting, and you can kind of see that correlation with them bringing the game to Stadia. I do wonder if this game is headed to Stadia Pro this March, as I'd hate to tell you guys go out and grab this game because it's awesome, and then it ends up heading to Stadia Pro, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. With that, guys, we got even more hints of expansion. We recently talked about Brazil and how it's one of the biggest gaming markets in the world, 13 to be exact, but also the largest in Latin America. Well, another Latin America market also showed registration is complete. This is potentially happening to our neighbors down in the south here in the States. Some interesting numbers I pulled up, and it's Mexico, and Mexico is the 2nd biggest gaming market in Latin America next to Brazil, with a potential 32 million mobile gamers they can reach. There's also hints of Australia with their registration as well, though I'm going to say Australia is not anywhere near as big as the other 2 markets, but either way, that's potential more users using the service. And guess what? You're going into these markets armed with a full Stadia Pro library with up to 50 titles and 200 titles in total in the Stadia store, and obviously all of this is growing this year, so I think this is awesome news. I know people have been asking about Mexico on my channel for a long time now. It's a market I'm very familiar with. I've actually lived a year of my life there, and honestly, something like Stadia will be absolutely welcome. Yes, the internet is absolutely good enough for those who are wondering, and I can attest to that, at least on the Mexico front. Not so much Brazil's, I've never been there, or Australia, which I'm sure Australia is completely fine. So last thing to know, if expansion is actually happening soon to these 3 markets, it's looking like a potential reach of over 120 million gamers. I'd have to do a little more research, but I mean, in my opinion, that's kind of a big deal, so we'll continue to keep an eye out on this as well. Finally, Dirt 5 has received a much-needed patch that includes crossplay, something we were told would happen for Dirt 5 a while ago. Now it's finally here, and I think this is awesome news for those who are big fans of the game and who I know are still playing it. Glad to see support many months later. With that, guys, let me know your thoughts on today's news. I'm Sunny, and as always, I'll see you guys in the clouds.